OSOS. Yes, I'm on some other shit. Yes, I'm on some other shit.
We on some other shit. Comprende? Yeah.
What up, what up, what up? It's on some other shit. It's your boy Joe Prophet, my girl Monet Banks. And we're giving you opinions back with facts. Straight like that. Let's get to it. Let's go.
Hey, y'all like that? Did y'all like that?
Yeah,
okay, y'all see us with the sounds, you know what I'm saying? We coming with something a little different for y'all. So we definitely appreciate y'all for being here. Guys, this is episode 32 entitled The Party Never Ends. Yeah. As you can see, we have a guest with us today. The incredible DJ Tony Styles is joining us on the show today. So we're going to be talking about a little, you know, how he rocks the crowd, his journey in the industry, as well as some of the craziness that's been happening in Houston. So if you guys are ready, we are ready. So how are you feeling, Mr. Tony? Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank y'all for having me. Lovely.
Yeah.
Glad to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Sir, one of Alief's finest in this motherfucker.
You feel me? You know, a real legend. We are here at the Alief Store, 11903, a staple in the community. You can see he's rocking some Alief gear as well. You know.
Drip that.
It's going down.
Drip that.
Yes. So what do you have going on today on this good Sunday?
What's my first up? A couple gigs today. First up is Poor Behavior, 6 o'clock. Little Sunday fun day action. It's wild in there.
Been in that thing, man. I like that thing.
Yeah. And then after that, I'm gonna run over to Kung Fu Saloon on Washington. They got a 10-year anniversary, so I'm gonna rock that.
A dime piece.
I know. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah. So just moving around, man. You know, the weekends for me crazy.
I mean, you're in town. That's what I was just about to say. You're here this weekend, y'all. We finally could catch this guy. We've been trying to get this guy on the schedule, so we're so grateful that he's actually here in person with us now. But where have you been traveling? You know, what is the lifestyle like for Tony Styles?
It's actually calmed down the last year and a half. I mean, just for everybody, obviously, with the pandemic. But you know, I'm getting back to the road. I was just in Chicago a couple of weeks ago. Played at Tao, Chicago. So that's a bucket list for me. That's like a major spot. But yeah, starting. I mean, once the new year hit, I think we'll be back on the road, probably on a weekly, if not bi-weekly basis. Just running around the country playing different events and clubs and you know, just trying to move. I mean, before the pandemic though, you know, I was doing a festival that, man, we did 25 to 30 shows a year.
Wow.
Around the country, we would do some international shows as well. I mean, Tokyo.
Like where? I was just about to say where.
Yeah. Tokyo, Australia, Sydney, Australia.
Sydney.
Sao Paulo, Brazil, which was
I know that was
been
fire.
I ain't never been.
I've never been to Brazil.
Only James Brown, I don't know. That's the only person I know that's been there.
Yeah, it's 30 million people in the city of Sao Paulo, and then like the surrounding area. So I mean, when I say you think New York, you think New York is packed, fuck that. Go to Sao Paulo. When you land, you look out the window and all you can see is buildings for as far as you. I went to the highest storied building in Sao Paulo. It's only like 40 something floors or something like that. So it's like a panoramic view. I walk around and for as far as you can see on all sides, it's just buildings. Just bricks, concrete. 30 million people. Yeah.
Shout out to Brazil.
So but no, it's good. I mean, as y'all know, it's good to travel, you know, see some different cultures, learn some different cultures. Matter of fact, when I went to Brazil, I was rocking my Alief shirt. And I made sure I took a picture. They had a little carnival every Sunday to do a carnival. So I went and checked that out. And I was rocking my Alief shit, man.
Repping the set.
Hardly home. Tony, man, look. I'm not gonna, you know, because I know you. You know, you my partner. You know what I mean. So I'm not gonna. For everybody that doesn't know you and understand where you came from and all that stuff like that, like explain to us like what made you go into DJing and. Because I don't remember you at the schoolhouse, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
On the ones and twos.
Exactly.
When I came to see you doing your thing, I mean, this years ago. I mean, knowing you've been doing your thing, but when I first seen it, I was just like,
what?
How is this dude? And he's actually cold as hell.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I don't know. It fell in my lap. All right, so I don't know if you remember back in school.
Yeah.
Ninth grade center. I remember the 9th grade center.
The
boys used to freestyle. Used to freestyle in the lunchroom. I was the one on the beats.
Hey man.
I was the one I was recreating all the hot beats.
Yeah.
Y'all know about that clip.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
So that's probably where it started though.
Yeah.
And then after that, I got in the radio. I was like working at a bank or something part-time, something like that.
Damn.
Somebody said you should try to go off for this radio station, get your foot in the door. And so it was a pop station.
Yeah.
And I ain't know nothing about pop music. I was like, I don't get down with that shit. So I went, ended up getting like an entry-level position, promotions, passing out t-shirts, going to car dealerships and all of that. But when I got in the radio, I loved it. I caught that bug. I was like, man, this is my shit. Broadcast media, like, I was going to school at U of H for my radio, TV, or advertising degree at the same time.
Yeah.
And then and I just kept going when I got in there. And I went from promotions to being like a producer, behind the scenes type of dude. And then within like a year and a half, I finally got my shot to get on the air.
Yeah.
Just as a personality.
Yeah.
And I was doing like overnights for a little bit. And then being in radio, you meet a lot of DJs.
For sure.
And you get introduced to the DJ world, to the DJ culture. And I started picking that up. And I was like, just for fun, I started picking that up, playing around. I would borrow homies' equipment and plug it up to my TV. Like I ain't had no speakers.
Was it a floor mountain floors?
Here's what
floor TV?
Yes. No, it was a regular TV. No, it was like a 32-inch, but it had the little auxiliary, on it. So I had my equipment on my coffee table, and I'd be practicing scratching and just practicing mixing, whatever. Plug my shit up on into the TV, and was doing that for like 3-4 months. And since I was in radio, I had, access to the clientele, and I had, access to the practice events and the practice parties and all of that, and then just went hard with it. And radio was able to help me, get my name out there, and just fast forward several years later.
Yeah.
So did they do they coach you for your voice? Or is this this is just my voice?
No, I know.
But do they give you because you have a really good voice, like you have for radio and to actually be on the mic and stuff like that. So was that part of your training or anything?
You've been having that shit. That's natural.
I've been sounding like this since I was 2 years old.
Since
I was 2.
For real. This dude was talking like this.
What the heck?
Boy, was just getting that bass. He was already, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
hold on, sound like somebody pops already, bro. Real talk.
I was just wondering. I'm he has a good voice.
Yeah, I mean, that's why people was encouraging me to get into radio.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you could Quiet Storm,
Exactly.
And I was like, nah, you can't. Nah, I don't know nobody. I don't have experience and blah blah blah. And got in there, and it's like, damn, you work here already,
Yeah.
And it's just a gift. It's and people would always tell me that, and I'd be like, nah, I'm just talking. What you mean?
You put that Barry White on them, they didn't know what was going on. And I actually have. Okay, so this is a story about my attempt, or not my attempt, but my mom, she used to work in the tall buildings in the Galleria, like the Transco, whatever they're called.
Williams
those
Tower
two.
Now.
Yeah, the Williams Tower. That's what it was. So she was like, there's this internship coming up. The radio station was at the very top.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, they're just looking for people. I already told them, blah, blah, just go up there. So I'm just thinking okay, cool. This is exciting. I get to do the radio. And I get in there and they sit me in the booth or in the room where the mics and everything. And they're just like, all right, go. And I'm like, go what? Do what? They're like, read the traffic report or something like that. And I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I thought that this was an internship. They was like, it is, but we're looking for somebody with experience so we can kind of, mold them up or whatever. So I was just I was just totally confused. You know, I was excited just because I thought I was about to be on the radio. But
so did you do well? Or
no,
what?
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to.
Froze up.
I didn't know how to project my voice.
Right.
Like I was just like reading, and I was just like, you know, not knowing what to do. So it was a fail.
Yeah.
But you know, I was just like, yeah, you know, this is cool, and they were just
and
like,
that opportunity really doesn't come often, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
At all. And I was just like, my mom was like, girl, I was like, you didn't tell me what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have tried to prepare or do something, but I was like, I didn't know. So that was my.
Some a little better than nothing.
Yeah, right.
Some a little better than nothing. But yeah.
It was a short-lived career, you know.
Okay. All right.
But that's my radio story.
Okay.
Now, speaking of stories, like, I don't know if this is something, but I'm gonna just ask it anyway. Speaking of stories, like along your journey in radio, in DJing, it's just a random question, but I'm gonna go into it right now.
Random questions with Joe.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're gonna do a little early today, guys. No worries. We're gonna hop right into it.
Y'all locked in. What's the worst venue, in your opinion, that you DJ'd at? Like the venue that, like, I ain't going back to that. No, we ain't doing that shit no more. That was an experience, and we're not going back.
The worst venue?
Talk to me.
It got to be something in another city that I thought was dope, and or I was like trying to just get paid real quick or something.
Yeah.
And I rolled. Then I'm like, where the fuck am I at right now?
Right.
Yeah, I don't even remember the name. It probably was. Oh, I think I was in Pomona, California. Yeah, I was in Pomona somewhere. I forgot the name of the spot. And they had me in this little corner DJing, like in this tiny ass booth, and I just remember it just being a whack spot, like a hole in the wall, like they got roaches and shit like that, like
it's just loose.
You ain't trying to eat over there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I mean, it's been plenty. I mean, it's some bad venues. It's some it's bad venues out there. I mean, luckily it's been a while since I played like some real bad ones, some real holes, some real.
Right. Yeah, their name up. They got to put some respect on their name when they make their call.
Oh wait, hold on. Hey, got another one.
He's like, they coming back to me now.
Because I got these random stories, man. I had this one gig in Whistler, Canada. Whistler, Canada. Whistler.
First of all,
we only know about two.
That sounds like some.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as you can see, it was kind of like
too many melanated folks around there now.
Yo, I was and I find myself in this situation, a little more often than not. But I feel a little more comfortable sometimes. Whistler is at the top of a mountain in Canada. Man. So I'm driving. It's like December. It's cold as shit.
For sure.
Exactly.
I ride up this mountain. I ride up this mountain. How I got this gig, I don't know. I think I was piggybacking off somebody else. We had a little tour.
Yeah.
And it was one of the stops on the tour. So I was like, all right, let me do this after party or something like that. And when I get to this spot, to this club, ain't nothing but snowboarders, like people that like live in the mountain, like that live up there. And that's like their mountain, that's their club or something like that.
What?
Yeah, it was the craziest shit. But,
damn.
But they was rocking up there. I wasn't playing nothing but old school hip hop, like Pac, like all like dope shit that we listen to.
Yeah.
They was getting down with it though.
Going down.
Yeah.
So do you go into it knowing what to play, or you just like get the vibe? You just got to feel for it, like the real art of being a DJ is obviously rocking the crowd. But I'm saying, like, how do you know? Like, you just feel it.
I think that's what kind of sets me apart from a lot of DJs is my versatility. And that came from coming up in pop radio. Like before I got there,
for y'all don't know who he talking about. 104 KRB.
Yeah, 104. Yeah,
right. Right here. This guy right here. That voice you said now started to come back in your mind right now. I know it. It's him.
I was introduced to all these different genres, these different types of music that I never heard before, never gave a shit about, And over the years, kind of adapted it. And when I walk into a room, I'm like, all right, I know what they gonna like, what they gonna like, what they gonna like, And like a lot of DJs, they don't want to be a crowd pleaser. They don't want to be labeled as
doesn't
a crowd
make sense.
Pleaser.
Right.
It does and it doesn't. It depends on your platform or your venue and who you are as a DJ. You know what I'm saying? Me for years, I've played mixed crowd type situations, and mixed crowd type events and all of that. And so that's what you should be, is a crowd pleaser.
Sure.
Is because in that particular room, in that particular situation, you're not really trying to just project your own craft or your own type of music and your own vibe. You trying to keep everybody happy, trying to keep the room happy.
Right.
Now, if this was my show, if it was my, if I'm selling tickets to my show, if I'm, if it's my club, if, then yeah, I'm playing what I want to hear, and only what I want to hear. But it's like, when you're in a mixed crowd, if you in if you're in a bar, you're a bar DJ,
Yeah.
Has there ever been like a situation where you on there, you thinking you rocking out, and then they like, nobody's dancing.
Like, hey, Styles, bro.
Who is this DJ?
Plenty of times.
Wow.
Plenty of times.
Wow.
I can't believe that shit. But
I know.
I'm gonna take your word for it.
I mean, it's a lot of nights that I
Every
doing this for a long time now. Yeah, so
right, it's all about the ratio
in the year. I mean, so you find. I mean, sometimes you get bored. You and you looking out to the crowd, and they, ain't nobody bobbing their head, and so I'm like, I'm gonna play with whatever I want to hear, or you ain't paying attention. Some DJs they're not paying attention to the people, and they just stay in their laptop,
right?
They
just finna get y'all this Serato music, man.
Right? Yeah,
but
exactly.
Niggas enjoy.
So y'all definitely been there,
That. So, I noticed that you have like real equipment. I see a lot of DJs nowadays who do things on their computer, and it's not like actual live mixing, or you know what I mean? I know you know what I'm saying, but so what is really the difference? Because I think it creates a better flow, but how do you feel about it, or what's really the difference between the two?
So the art of DJing has changed a lot over the last 10 years or so, right? Right. Luckily I was introduced when people were still like Serato was just now out when I was introduced to DJing. So a lot of my friends, old school DJ friends, they learned on turntables, they learned on vinyl. You know what I'm saying?
The real shit.
Which you had to know to be able to perform. Now you got MP3, you got computers, you got controllers that have everything all in one.
Okay.
And so it limits your creativity as far as being hands-on, which is what is able to portray your feeling. You know what I'm saying? If I can slam something, and when I say slam, like Herb, and just play a song quickly, that timing is everything with DJing. And so when you more hands-on, you perform better. You know what I'm saying? So the controller DJs, the DJs that just be on the laptop, it's all monotone. It's all,
it's like repetitive. A playlist that they're just playing.
Yeah, or that's what it's going to feel like to you. Okay. But the DJ that really has some equipment is really performing. You know what I'm saying? And the timing, the energy, that's huge being a DJ. And the most subtle thing that you wouldn't recognize,
transitions.
Yeah, the transition, all of that.
Like,
we recognize them things.
Right.
No,
we're sitting there every talking about, man, why the fuck you going to this?
Right.
Or like when you mix it in, it's just like that wasn't it.
Together.
Yeah, they didn't go together.
Yeah.
What you doing? What you doing?
Yeah. And so I mean, it like a lot of DJs now, they think the faster you play music, the better, because it sounds like you're doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys, they on the mic, which kind of covers up the craft. You know what I'm saying? A lot of DJs are real MC, just MCs now, or they just they just howling in the mic, and the music don't matter because you hyping up the crowd.
That's what you're saying.
So that's just a different way that the craft has kind of changed over the years. But the most successful DJs to me right now, the ones that I pay attention to, are the ones that can do it all at the same time. You can rock the mic, you can scratch, you can blend well, your transitions are dope. Those are DJs that are gonna last and stand out to me right now, rather than the dude that's slamming every song and just on the mic hollering,
Bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
Exactly.
I
mean, how do you keep your playlist fresh?
Right.
You know, how do you stay up on the latest music, keep your transitions fresh, knowing, how do you keep
that as well has changed with streaming. So coming from radio, we would have you got record pools, you have charts, you got relationships with labels.
Really? So they'll like send you guys music and stuff?
My God.
Wow. I didn't know.
My inbox is crazy. Labels back in the day, the labels would label reps will call you all day.
Wow.
I used to be a Billboard chart reporter.
Okay.
So it was me and another maybe 100 DJs around the country that would contribute to what was on certain Billboard charts. We would have to make a diary every week of what was hot, what was being played in the club, what was hot, and we would turn that diary into Billboard. We would, submit it online, however it was, and they would compile all of that, right? And that would create. It wasn't the Hot 100. Our Billboard has some like sub charts as well.
Yeah.
Right. So our diaries would contribute to what made up the Billboard charts. And so by me being a Billboard chart reporter, my contact information is given or probably sold to label reps of all types. And they blow your phone up they will call you every day. Tony, what's up, man? How you doing, man? Just checking in, man. How's the family? Everything all right? Hey, we got this new, the new hot shit's out right now, man. We trying to make it number one. You know what I'm saying? You throw it in the mix, man. Just give us, throw it on the chart for us, blah blah blah. And I mean, they don't necessarily bribe you with stuff. This is how it used to be. Now it's kind of slowed down. They don't bribe you, but whatever you need, I got you, man. You know what I'm saying? You need something, the perks. The perks was crazy. The perks was crazy.
I mean, you're a link in the chain, so hey, you know what I mean?
A big one.
So that used to be kind of, part of the influence on how a DJ would build their set. Now it's all on them. I mean, you got it right at your fingertips. You got streaming charts. You got, real time charts on what people are listening to that day. What's hot that day? What's trending that day? And so it's what's happened is it's a lot of different circles of people. Like there is no such thing as top 40 anymore. That term is an old school term because like the top 40 songs ain't gonna be the top 40 songs for that person or that person or that,
right.
Everybody has their own kind of everybody has their own charts. So you kind of you got to dip everywhere, you got to figure out your situation on I prepare for each gig before I get there. Now instead of just as a whole, I'm like, okay, well, where am I going and what would they like? Let me prepare for that gig, instead of just keeping a whole library, a general library,
Just a bunch of music.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and then when you're doing these shows, like, what, in your opinion, like, what crowd do you feel gives you better energy? Is it the mixed crowd? Is it the hip hop crowd?
Probably just really depends.
Oh no, it's
the crowd.
It's EDM 1000%.
Really?
1000%. Yeah. EDM is I did festivals. I did festivals for 5 or 6 years. An EDM festival, to be particular, and we talking about 10,000-15,000 people a show.
Shit.
That's what we would average a show on a weekly basis, and the energy is bananas. I mean, you could do what you want to the crowd. Like they will do whatever you tell them to do. And the shit is wild. I mean, I never in my life thought that I would be crowd surfing.
Oh wow.
And
that's definitely a bucket list.
Like who am I? Who am I for somebody to want to be like, yo, come on, let's go, And I'm jumping in the crowd and they carrying me through the crowd.
I know it's lit.
You know, a nigga from Alief, you know what I'm saying?
I want to crowd surf one time in my life.
That's what I'm saying.
And so, like,
real time, I'm gonna do that one time.
The energy at a show like that is crazy. Like when that type of show is over,
yeah,
you know, I'm
sweating.
I'm like, yo,
yeah,
take a shower.
Yeah.
And shit.
You like, I'm like, I gotta sit down. That shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, you EDM 1000%. Yeah.
Well, I guess we can use this as an opportunity to kind of continue to discuss craziness, crazy shows, right?
Yeah.
So for everybody, I know that everybody knows because it was on CNN. So if it's on CNN, that means that everybody know. My grandma even knew what was going on. Okay.
Right.
So Astroworld just took place this past weekend. Travis Scott's music festival, huge festival, major artists, SZA, Drake, Lil Baby. I mean, Master P was even out there, so it was definitely going down. But there are so many mixed reviews, right? Some people were like, "Yeah, the show was lit. Shout out Travis Scott, blah blah." And on the other side of the spectrum, you also have people who were seeing people passed out, were seeing people being trampled, and just a lot of craziness happening out there. So, I mean, not on that scale, but have you ever seen anything like something similar that just happened this past weekend? Like, have you ever been at a festival or something and you've seen just craziness?
Yeah, I mean, not to that scale. I mean, I haven't watched the videos, but I can imagine what took place. And I've read some of the stories and all of that on what took place. And I mean, to be honest, I'm not surprised. Though, I mean, like, you know, Travis shows are crazy like that. They've always been, you know, regardless of the venue. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of that culture now. You know, the mosh pitting and the
that's crazy
and the bum rushing and you know it. And me and my lady was talking about why that would have happened, and I think it's probably the fact that they had an outdoor festival for underage, for all ages. And a crazy number of people, if it was at a different venue, maybe that wouldn't have happened. But what festival do you know allows underage patrons? To my knowledge, most festivals are 18 and up or something.
Right. Because I mean, there's alcohol out there.
Yeah, most real festivals are,
And I don't know, maybe they had the carnival rides and things out there, so they're thinking along the lines like, oh yeah, it'll be for younger people as well. I mean, there were 10-year-olds out there.
Crazy.
It's just
because they can. I mean, it was because we. I thought about bringing the family just because I wanted to go.
Yeah.
And we was looking. We was like, wait a minute, can we? Is that? I mean, do they let kids in? And I was surprised to see, the frequent last question said, all patrons. When it said, "Can I bring kids?" It said all patrons should have a ticket. So yes, you can bring your kids. They're not, and that's all it said. So they're not encouraging you to bring your kids.
But they're not saying
they're stopping you though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They'll take your money.
What kind of situation would that have been if you were there with your kids or something like that's going on?
Right. And I'm like,
because the rushing would start, randomly. You could just be walking up, minding your own business. Exactly.
Just random, like, run now.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Where we going?
Yeah. So it makes me kind of think twice about the next major event I may go to with my family or for myself. Sure. You know what I'm saying? And that was something I thought about too, because I actually live right by NRG. And the first Travis Scott show, or the first Astroworld show, it was like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going home, coming from somewhere, and I saw a mob of kids. They had to be kids. They had to be under 18, walking down the street, and then one just jumped the fence, and the next thing you know, they all bum rushing. It was before doors open, and so I was like, wow, like you know, that show's gonna be crazy. You can tell who is gonna be
from
at that show.
the beginning.
Yeah, even the Friday night earlier, like it was a situation where they had like a lot of younger kids trying to bum rush like 11 in the morning.
Yeah. Like they were trying to get in by any means necessary. They did not care about what time the gates opened, who and what. They were trying to get in. And the thing was, the Travis did not even perform until 9:30 that night.
Yeah.
So the kids were literally
it's a
out
GA
there.
Show. Yeah, it's a GA show. So you trying to I read some
get
stories.
Your position.
Right. And they was like people were there when doors open and stood in the same spot at the stage for hours so that they could be it's like camping overnight, you know?
Yeah.
Standing in diapers, like just doing all kinds of just
and you know these hype
stuff.
beasts, you know how crazy they don't care. They want to be there, they want to be a part of it, and by any means necessary, you know.
It really didn't have to be like that. I mean, I watched it on Apple Live. I didn't, I wasn't there or anything like that, but I mean, it was a good show.
Yeah.
It was a good show. I mean, he put together a good show. The setup of the event was actually pretty good as well.
The setup was marvelous.
Yeah.
And even some of the videos that I seen from people that were there, hey, don't worry about me. I'm fine, baby. I'm good, man. The show will live, baby. You tripping. I don't know what they talking about. I was just like, whoa. So I'm looking like, I mean, of course we all know that all publicity is good publicity, especially for Travis Scott's situation. It's like all this, to me, in my opinion, all this is really going to do is magnify the next show that he has. Because if he does another one in Houston, for sure they're going to have to bring the National Guard and stuff.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
We can't control them.
We're going to have to start queuing. They're going to have to start queuing on Kirby and 610.
Man, that shit just gave him inside NRG or something. Like,
I think he's trying to go for the maximum, obviously the maximum effect and outside. With the right.
But that's his fan base. His fan base is that underage fan base that they're 15, 16, 17 years old,
Yeah.
They love that dude, man.
No, seriously. I'm talking about tears, crying, people passing out.
That was crazy.
And somebody even compared it to Michael Jackson, which I took offense to.
We had that same conversation as well.
That'd be me.
I took offense to that.
But why?
Because, in my opinion, what I saw was not comparable to what Michael Jackson. You're talking about people passing out. Okay, they passed out. Okay, people weren't getting trampled. People were not like, it's not the same type of energy.
And Mike showed they weren't getting trampled.
Were they getting trampled?
No.
No, I'm saying there weren't people rushing.
But, we don't know about all the shows.
I literally read the article. This is crazy. We talking about this because we had the same conversation. I read an article about the craziest Michael Jackson show or something like that and what happened. And they weren't getting trampled. They were hyperventilating. It was that crowded that they were hyperventilating and just passing out because it was that crowded. Nobody was like rushing each other. It was just that packed, I guess, and people were that excited to see their idol or something. Because
they're literally a
phenomenon.
Thank you. Like people are like, you're screaming your head off. You're just excited, and people are passing out. Like not like doped up or just y'all been raging and you done.
We don't know about our Mike shows.
No, I'm not. I mean, I know people who are doing drugs and stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is not the same.
A lot of moves,
I'm not gonna go that far and say that he's any kind of on that level. I mean, I'm just going.
Oh, Travis.
Yeah.
I mean, see, the thing about me is just like, here it is, like.
The thing about me
when you get close to a Kardashian, or a Jenner, like, hey, your stock goes up. It's just something about it, like. I mean, let's not, Ye was doing his thing before he met Kim, but let's just keep it a buck. He ran into Kim and his shit just went. He's talking about billionaire. We got more money than Jay-Z, Riri, and everybody put together.
I mean, it's the connection of the network. I mean, you have your level of access is just basically it's all access.
He wasn't doing deals with Louis Vuitton and all them before when he was with Jay at the right. He wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
That was a Kim connection, like. So it's just like Travis is I'm not gonna lie to you. Like they're showing this man's concerts on CNN talking. They got it wrong too. CNN, what's wrong?
CNN was showing old videos.
Man, the man ain't from South Park, man. He's from Mo City. Trying to put on for the patrons of his native South Park.
Wow.
I was like, hey, man, that dude ain't from South Park, man. What's going on? Where's they from, bro?
No, that he immediately took offense to that.
Hey, big time.
You know, I mean, that is just what it is, guys. Ultimately, though, people were upset at Travis. So, do you think that their anger was directed towards the right person, saying, you know, Travis should have stopped the show? No, because in the beginning, he was literally like, yo, security, yo. He was like, hey, somebody's passed out in the crowd. Like, yo.
I mean, you can't stop a whole show just because you think, because there's an emergency. And you don't know to the extent of what that emergency is. I wouldn't have stopped the show. I would have tried to, you know,
at least make sure the person was good.
Yeah, calm the crowd.
I think he did.
But you know, they had no idea what was going on.
No, people were climbing on top of the light fixtures. There was an ambulance that was trying to make it through the crowd. They were hopping on the ambulance. They were lifting lifeless bodies out of the crowd, trying to get them to the paramedics.
Just building Travis Scott's aura, like, this is crazy. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, like, look, I'm telling you, it's a topic of discussion everywhere for sure.
I'm with you because I'm not all right. To choose my words wisely here, you know, mess up future opportunities.
Right. They gonna come looking for you,
right? I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Travis Scott, so I'm like, why? I'm the same way. Why are we going this crazy over a hip hop artist? I don't know. Maybe it's another phenomenon.
He tapped into McDonald's, so he had like
he tapped into Kardashian.
The thing.
His influence.
He tapped into Kardashian. Man.
His influence is
he does like the Fortnite thing. So he has like a Kardashian.
Well,
Jenner, my bad.
He was already popular and had his own fan base and things like that.
Hey, T.I. brought this man out. Did we not even know that? Look how much he outgrew T.I. He's bigger than T.I.
When he was on,
of course,
Grand Hustle.
Bigger than T.I. Like T.I. signed this guy. Travis Scott. Come on, dog. Travis Scott was one of T.I.'s first artists.
Really?
On Grand Hustle. Yes, bro.
Damn, I never knew that.
I felt like I didn't know.
He outgrew T.I. so fast, it was crazy. That was crazy. It was crazy.
I mean, he's just one of those.
To be honest, I really think he's still signed to T.I.
To Grand Hustle?
Yeah, I think he still might be under that deal. I'm not even 100% sure, but he still might be under that. Like, real talk.
Yeah. I think he's just one of those artists that use the power of the internet.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And his influence and his different platforms and changed how endorsements go. Who would have thought that you could order wasn't him that had the first McDonald's meal or something?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He partnered with McDonald's.
Right. Who would have thought that you could go to McDonald's
and
order?
Were such hype beasts that they were actually it got to a point where they had to like stop selling them because they were going crazy.
And you know what? That makes sense now. Damn, I didn't even think about it. Yo, this man had the kids is getting the damn what you call them, Happy Meals.
Yeah, man. With the action figure.
The Happy Meal kids is doing all this.
Rodeo action figure or something like that.
That's it, man, for real. Hey, Travis, this is sick genius marketing.
Strategery.
Yeah.
Strategery.
It's just like, oh man. I mean, damn. I mean, yo, he lit the city up though, man. Like, they're shutting down cities when this guy's, streets when this guy's in town, like he's the president.
Yeah.
I mean, No, Kirby was shut down, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kirby shut down. You had to go main or try to come on the backside. And then once you enter the vicinity of the concert, no more cell phone. Yeah, you try to make a call,
you couldn't even think.
I said, yo, what the hell is this Matrix, man? What is this?
Glad I was going the other way that day.
Bruh.
Damn.
I'm telling you, man. Like, shout out to you, Travis. You know what I mean?
Killing.
Prayers up for all the ones that was lost in that tragic event. Families, you know, it's a very serious situation, but it's crazy nonetheless. Man, where we at with it?
I have another question for Tony. So, what will be your what would be your biggest advice or your, the most key thing that you would say for people who are interested in maybe getting into the industry if they're wanting to start becoming a DJ?
Your network. I for years didn't take advantage of the potential of the people who I have known in the past. Mm-hmm. And it hurt it. And years later, I'm like, man, think of what could have been if I only reached out to him or her. And the power of your network could take you anywhere. Mm-hmm. Anywhere. What they say, your network is your net worth, blah blah blah.
Very true. Very damn
and
true.
So I'm not gonna say it's what you know is who you know, but who you know is gonna get you to what you know. It's gonna help you, get to what you know, what you learn. And so there's no secret in getting into the industry. There's no, whether it's the music industry, DJ, and all of that. You got the knowledge at your fingertips with the internet.
Facts.
You can teach yourself. Everything is self-taught now.
Yeah.
So, if you capitalize on your network, you go as far as you want to go. Like your circle, it's so especially this city is so big. You could be so successful in your own circle, mm-hmm. And not even know that dude over there, and you're not in competition because they got their own circle and they just as successful.
Exactly.
But you rocking with who rocks with you.
Facts.
And so I think that's kind of what I've been doing for the longest is the people who have been fans of me, from radio days and all of that, I still rock with them, even though I'm not on that particular station anymore, mm-hmm. Because they gonna be with me to the end, that's how I came up, so yeah, let's get your network up. That's it.
That's great advice. Yeah.
Exactly.
Anybody, anything you want to do in life. Yep. Yeah, what I mean? It was life advice right there. Not even mm-hmm. just for DJs. Shit, Tony, I appreciate everything. You know what I mean?
Appreciate you.
Your time, just don't be sharing this knowledge with everybody.
Hey, y'all killing this podcast. I love it. Hey, when can I come back, man? It's dope, man.
You know what I mean? She'll have a little setup, with you in the back, getting it on.
Yeah.
For real.
We
got some big things coming up. We ain't going to tell y'all too much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's definitely going down. Again, Tony, we appreciate you. This has been a really great episode. I enjoy talking to you. Yeah. Again, thank you for your time. Mr. Prophet, if you want to take us on in.
And it's on some other shit. It's your boy Joe Prophet. My girl Monet Banks. I'm giving you opinions back with facts. Straight like that, man. We out, man. Hey, y'all know what to do. Hit the button, subscribe, share, follow, man. Hey, how to get to you?
I was just about to say, let them know how to get to you. Go ahead, let them know where to find you.
At DJ Tony Styles on Instagram. You can check out all my stuff right there. That's the best way to contact me. I just recently became a licensed Texas real estate agent.
Oh, congratulations.
So, you know what I'm saying? You looking to buy or sell, hit your boy up, man. I'll put you up to something nice.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, get with at DJ Tony Styles. Get with me. Yes,
man. We appreciate y'all. As always.
See y'all next week.
Peace.
On some other shit. Yes, I'm on some other shit.